open-mind the students is one of our most important topic. Find some input to teach and searching for teaching material.
Yeah, and we also plan to, or it would be a nice goal to upload at least parts of our school building BIM information into one of those databases we heard about today.
So we were searching for companies which are in this field and will interest to talk to us, and we made a dialogue with companies.
Yes, and I even remember I called the Ministry of Defense of Austria to find out whereabouts of parts of a circular building, actually the Parliament of Austria, that was reassembled and was stored in some place, and I found out and I could talk to the company.
We are at the very beginning at this theme, and for us the second company presentation today was very impressive because of the idea to reuse factory buildings into flats.
Yeah, we learned that you can transform a chocolate factory into very attractive housing and flats.
Okay, and one. Since the last meeting in Lahti, we have contacted and visited Jari and me, Finnish company Purkupiha in early June in Lahti, which is one of the biggest companies in Lahti area that circulate construction material. After that, some phone calls and discussions with UIT, biggest construction company in Finland, and trying to fit us in their very busy schedule with no success. But we are still working on that issue.
So it has opened our eyes how much in the building fields have already done things which improves circularity and sustainability, especially in those companies.
And for today, interesting discussions with other participants, nice presentation about Madaster and chocolate factory, and this last presentation was a real eye-opener how to really circulate an office building.
Yes, and how those things, circularity and sustainability in the building sites, are working with different countries and what kind of regulations they have.
Yeah. In the near future, we are taking in company which is piloting negative carbon monoxide in making concrete and concrete materials. I forgot the name, but they are piloting in Lahti area. On my own part, completing company reports with all data.
And what else we are going to develop in this field? For example, carbon negative products in concrete.
Yeah.
And the big question is also environmental aspect.
Yes, and that company is Carbonite, which we are visiting with Elisa.
Yes.
Okay, what we have done between the previous meeting and this one is we talked with several companies and learned new things about circular building in the Netherlands. We visited circular building projects and interviewed companies involved with circular projects.
Well, what have we learned today? A lot. First of all, that any transition in Europe or that Europe is facing should be done in a responsible and in a sustainable way in order to get everybody hooked on. Other than that.
Yeah, and we saw that it's a challenge to make a profit out of circular building, and that the best practices mostly are done by the government. We saw the modular building system is a good solution for the reuse of buildings, but that companies are struggling with the lack of legislation and guidelines to build circular buildings. We saw that Madaster is evolving. It's not 100% done. And we saw that there are not a lot of building projects with bio-based materials. And each country has other raw materials that they use. And there was no main curricula in Austria, they told us today. That's something to think about.
So what are we going to do in the future? The plan is to create more awareness and a different mindset to start projects from scratch in a circular way.
Yeah, and we think that's a good plan to develop teaching material for vet school students and research what content in this material has to be in the working field of our students.